Happy Monday, algoriters, and welcome to Celebrity Court. I'm going to start the show off today by honoring you know who. Yep, today we honor a man whose dream became a beacon of hope for generations. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a leader who stood on the front lines of justice, armed not with weapons, but with words that moved mountains. Dr. King taught us the power of peaceful resistance, reminding the world that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. His unwavering faith in equality shattered barriers, inspiring us to believe that love, not hate, is the ultimate force of change. From the steps of the Lincoln Memorial to the streets of Selma, his courage echoed across the nation, turning whispers of freedom into roars for civil rights. But his dream isn't finished, and that's what we have to realize. It lives on in each of us. So today, as we reflect on his legacy, let us commit to justice. Let us recommit to justice, to compassion, and to building a world where his dreams isn't just remembered, but realized. Dr. King, your voice has never been silenced by anyone on this side, but your message will also never fade. Thank you for showing us the path to a brighter tomorrow. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone. Let's continue the dream. All right, let's get started into the show. And what a show we have for you tonight. Welcome to Celebrity Court. This is the show where fame meets the scales of justice and no headline escapes our gavel. I'm your host and judge, Al Reynolds, and tonight we're diving into some of the most jaw-dropping, career-shattering, and debate-worthy cases in recent history. Donald Trump's 2025 inauguration is already sparking controversy, from claims of a Bible snub during his oath to his shocking promise to release classified ads that were sealed on JFK, MLK, and RFK. Now, is this transparency, or is Trump rewriting the rules of presidency yet again? Then rapper A$AP Rocky faces a felony assault trial that could spell the end of his music career. Or will it be just another minor setback that'll make him extremely popular? Meanwhile, Tekashi 6ix9ine is suing LA Fitness for a brutal attack, blaming the gym for failing to protect him. But is this lawsuit about accountability, or is he just looking for a little bit of limelight? And as it relates to the wildfire rage across Los Angeles, right here where I'm located, chaos has erupted with nearly 30 people charged for looting and arson. Officials are calling for harsher penalties, but what does justice look like during a disaster? Buckle up, because tonight we're not just spilling tea, we're igniting the conversation that matters the most. Let's dive into the truth, the scandals, and the justice behind the headlines. All right, let's see, before we start court, the legal beagles that are joining us tonight. First up, humorist at law, Sean Carter. Sean Carter, welcome back to Celebrity Court.
Your Honor. Good to see you. Good to see all the algoriters. How you doing?
All right. And joining humorist at law, Counselor Carter, will be the one and only Jason Weiss. Shit they didn't teach me in law school, Arthur. Welcome back.
Thank you, Your Honor. You know, I usually love when you get your laugh going about the beginning of the show, but what you just said, it made me tear up.
Absolutely. We gotta respect our Martin Luther King, especially with what's going on. And last but not least, the criminal defense attorney. Yeah, you heard me right. Criminal defense attorney Brian Ross is joining us for one story tonight. Brian Ross, welcome back to Celebrity Court.
Feels so good to be back. I don't know what happened to my camera. I'm experiencing technical difficulties. Probably something Elon Musk did to my camera.
The bandwidth from the game can't support him. Can't support him. I won't tell him I got the game on in the background too, and my camera's on. But
All right, everybody. First off the docket. Court is now in session. First on the docket, Donald Trump's 2025 inauguration is making waves for all the wrong reasons, from allegations of disrespect during the oath to surprise performances by Nelly and Snoop Dogg. It seems like every aspect of this event is stirring controversy. The biggest shocker, though, is Trump raised his right hand but did not place his left hand on the Bibles during the oath. breaking a tradition that dates back centuries. Now, critics are calling it disrespectful, but of course, the Trumpsters are saying, the Trump supporters are arguing that it's a minor detail. And then there's this bold pledge to release classified files on JFK, MLK, and RFK. Is this even legal? We're going to find that out tonight with our legal beagles, considering these files were sealed for national security, which is a whole other conversation. But before we get started, let's look at this video to see which entertainer may have put his foot in his mouth. Take a look.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? Osby's the one that performs for himself.
At about noon, just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. Before the day begins, before my mother starts bitching about my friends. They want to go and damn you with mine. Young niggas at the past throwing up inside.
Well, I guess he's the first jigaboo ass nigga that did it.
Oh my God.
Right?
He forgot he said it. He forgot he said it.
He beat everyone to the finish line.
It's
What
unbelievable.
do we think about this, though? Snoop Dogg, Nelly, Waka Flocka, these African-American men that are rallying to support Trump at his inauguration.
Ching-a-ling, my friend. Money talks. There is no black. There is no white. The color is green. Snoop Dogg's been on a rise, on a run since this last summer's Olympics. He's admittedly burned through his money from his death row days. He needs these paydays. He needs to stay relevant. Don't be blinded. This is about dollars being exchanged from one hand to another, and that's all it's about. So there you go.
And I also feel like it's a bit. It smells a little bit also like he's aligning himself to stay in the rotation in pop culture and in media in the most significant way with Donald Trump. Like the money's going to come, right? Right.
See, I guess so, but I don't get it. Like you said, even before Trump after the summer, he became basically the replacement for Bill Cosby. He was considered America's grandpa, right? He had T-Mobile commercials, right?
Mhm.
Why would you risk that? Now, I get why Nelly did it. Nelly ain't had a hit since It's Hot in Her, all right? If I had a hit in 30, Nelly last year, all right, did my son's 13th birthday party. All right, Nelly need the money, all right?
That's crazy.
But Snoop, I don't get what the hell Snoop's doing. All right. And Nelly, by the way, go get your paper. I ain't mad at you because by the way, you owe me a refund. You want that good birthday party. All right.
So he's going to be the new director of the FDA.
Maybe.
Well, let me
Snoop Dogg took the deal. Snoop Dogg
gonna-
took the deal a long time ago. He took the deal, whatever the deal was, to be the corporate pitch man. I mean, if you actually, as I think about it, Judge, go back to the Super Bowl. Was that when they did it in LA when they opened SoFi Stadium and the Rams won? And he got away with going out there essentially a Crip uniform, the smoking in a Crip uniform of 50 Cent, Eminem, and Dre.
Right.
And the corporate America kind of turned its eye to it because, again, he's agreed to be part of the circle. So
Maybe.
he's had to do what he had to do.
Well, he also crossed the car.
Let me ask you guys this question as it relates to the Bible, right? So does the Bible snub have any legal constitutional implications, or is it purely symbolic? Now, before you answer this, if he doesn't have to raise his hand, or if he doesn't have to put his hand on the Bible for swearing in his oath, is when we have to put our hand on the Bible and testify in court, is that symbolic or is that a law?
Wait, before anyone answers that, Your Honor, while we answer it, can we pull up a video of that if we could find it? I don't know if it's possible or not, but just so I
video of him being sworn in. I don't think we have.
Only if you can. We can talk about it, but if that's possible.
Okay, we'll see what he can work on. But I know he has a picture. I don't think he has a video. But go ahead. Who wants it? Is it snub illegal?
You want to take a shot at it, Brian, or you want me to go?
No, please, Jason. Please.
So it is common for the incoming president to put their hand on the Bible while taking the oath of office, but it has no legal ramifications. It is symbolic. It is there. He's already said that by the time it was, it was delayed, and at the time he was moving on, that, his wife didn't get up there in time, and all of this. I also think that some of it has to do with the fact that he's promoting these God Bless the USA Bibles that you can get for $59.99 on Amazon right now. And that's what it is. So he'll use his Bible. But when you're being sworn in court, you're saying something different. You're affirmatively stating that you're going to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. And that is where your oath is.
So do you have to put your hand on the Bible to do that in court?
Absolutely not. You're going to state that oath, and you're saying what it is, because that would, some people don't believe in the Bible and in God, and that we have atheists, we have this. They're still going to swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. They might say so. They might just leave out, so help me God. As long as you're swearing to tell the truth, that's all the courts care about.
You're subjecting yourself, Your Honor, to the penalties of perjury, right? And that's the value of the right hand being sworn in. You're saying, I agree. Perjury is when you offer false testimony in an effort to take a position. That's the loose definition of it. So if you say, yes, I know for a fact that my baby mama was working at Claire's, and then you find the judge later finds out that she wasn't working at Claire's, and you knew that, you are subject to a felony in most jurisdictions for lying under oath.
Okay.
Yeah, the big thing is the words, right? You have to say the words. So, for instance, I don't know if you remember this, but Obama had a big thing in 2009 where there was kind of where basically, who was it? Roberts, the Chief Justice, messed up the oath, messed up the words, and then they made him come back like 3 days later to say the words correctly. Same thing in court. You have to say before test, I give an oath that I'm going to tell the truth, whatever the state requires you to do. But as long as you say the words, you're fine. You don't have, think about it. Some people don't have any arms. All right. You don't have to have your arms on anything. All right. You just have to be able to say the words.
All right. So let me ask you the question about him unsealing the classified assassination files, which is supposed to be for national security. What legal hurdles would he have to face in doing that? Can the president just decide that, hey, I want to open these files now after they've been sealed?
The president gets
Please
to
raise your right
declassify
hand
whenever he wants to. Oh, we got this one? We got the video. Cool.
Oh, yeah. No sound.
Where are the Bibles? Who's holding the Bible?
of the United States.
Melania.
Office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability,
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
That makes him the 47th president. Okay, so tell me about him unsealing these documents that are supposed to be sealed for national security reasons.
The president gets to determine what's nationally, what documents, or at least gets to declassify documents at his sole discretion. And anytime he can come and tell us that the aliens are here, that, Jackie shot JFK, whatever it is that they've been hiding all these years. What's at Roswell? All right, what's at Area 51? He can tomorrow tell us what's there. And sadly, we went through this the first time. And that's the thing that's killing me is we've been through this before. I don't know why. I guess I'm the only person who's 8 years old, huh? 8 years ago, we went through the same thing with Trump, breaking all the rules, doing all the ignorant stuff. And back then, he could determine what's classified. So if he decides he wants to get rid of this, up the secrets or out the secrets, it's up to his discretion, unfortunately.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Could Trump's promise to release these files reignite tensions or conspiracy theories? Wouldn't that be a concern of the U.S. government?
Mm-hmm.
He is the government. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? He's the government. Joe Biden warned us that an oligarchy was forming in this country. He dropped the mic on that, and that's what you see. He is going to do next 4 years, enjoy it. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. I mean, how do you just decide to pardon 1,500 people? I know you're getting to that, and that's fine. But you tell me that crime is going to get better in this country. Great. I want it. You want it. Everybody wants it. But these people beat up the police. Like,
one of them killed the police.
They killed. You want to pardon?
Police officer was killed.
You want to pardon the 1,235 of them who were outside that never made it in? I'll be cynical with you and give it to you. But the ones who beat the police up and killed the police, how are you going to pardon them?
Yeah, and the one that defecated on Nancy Pelosi's desk, the one who threw, who was what? That's breaking and entering. There's so many wrong things about this, and he incited this. I don't. How is this possible? There's no check and balance to any of this. So this is just stuff that if he wakes up tomorrow and he says, okay, I'm the president for the next 4 years, this is what I want to do, he can do it.
Bureau of Prisons are controlled by the executive branches of the United States of America. The Supreme Court affirms the sentences, but the legislative body, Congress, decides what's going to be illegal and legal, and the president signs off. But once you are placed in prison, your term of prison can be commuted or pardoned by the president of the United States. The power is explicit. It's not even like you can't even question.
Not even a question. Okay,
right. You know what I'm saying?
So am I the only person? Last thing on Trump, because I'm getting upset the more and more. We just gotta pretend like we didn't see Elon Musk do that hand movement today, which was to me very Hitler-like. I mean, where's the
thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
So this is my question: where is the outrage from the Jewish community? Where is the outrage from the African American community? Why aren't they issuing any statements around this? Where's their voice in all of this? Are we just going to sit back the next 4 years and let these right-wing conservatives just do whatever the hell they want to do? As it relates to transgender rights, as it relates to birth rights, as it relates to women rights, as it relates to African American rights. What are we doing here, counselors?
I think we're all sitting with bowls of popcorn and legal pads. We're going to watch the entertainment, and we're sitting there with legal pads because we're writing down all the things that we need to correct. So I think it's what we have a wait and see, unfortunately, type attitude to see what is next. But I mean, like we were talking about in Chambers before we got on there, Attorney Carter, he has a lot to say about this. He did it 8 years ago, where he was posting and commenting and do all this, and all it did was piss him off even more, and B, all it's done is educate him more that this man could try to do what he wants, but there will be some checks and balances. There will be, but
and they won't come from Facebook, all right? Or they won't come from YouTube. They're going to come from the courts. A couple of things he did today, for example, it said, I'm going to end birthright citizenship. Just done. Yeah, you can write that down, but we have a 14th Amendment that says that people born here are naturalized citizens. We have courts. We have hopefully a strong, or at least a Democratic contingency in Congress that will try to do something. Also, from a practical standpoint, here's a cool thing, interesting about it is Trump's majority in the House is one vote. One. That one. Now, here's the crazy part is, imagine the power that each one of those individual 218 people in Congress thinks they have right now, and what they're going to extort out of Trump to try to get him to vote for all their stuff. Every one of those people, and you know how every once in a while there's always one or two fools who are gonna mess it up. I'm feeling good about it, right? Because I know there's one or two of those crazy people who are even crazier than Trump and are not going to be able to get. They're not going to be able to, corral all 218 of them. And the bottom line is, and here's what I'm encouraging algorithms to do. It's what I've said to my wife all weekend. And it doesn't even apply, by the way, no matter what your race, gender, ethnicity is. I tell my wife all the time, she said, Trump did this. I'm like, hi, baby, that's white people's business. All right. Y'all did this in the election. I had nothing to do with it. I voted for Obama. I voted for Obama this time. All right. So don't tell me what
you wrote his name in.
I voted for Obama twice in 2024.
I wrote Michelle's name in.
Let's take a look at one of the other performers, Nelly, and what his response was to all of the backlash that he got for supporting or performing at the Trump inauguration. Take a look.
You was riding with me because I put on for my city and I try to bring my city up every step of the way. I did not know you was riding with me because you thought I would ride for who you voted for. I didn't know that. I apologize. I apologize. I didn't know that I had to agree with your political choices, and I thought it was the things that you do, not the things that you say should be done. If you follow what I do, this shouldn't even be an argument. He's the president. He won. This isn't a campaign. This isn't an RNC. I'm not out on the political campaign. I didn't get none of that 1.5. You see what I'm saying? Like to try to help somebody get voted.
Kamala didn't invite you to perform?
No. She didn't invite me.
She didn't invite me either, man. I was
good. You know what? That's the best side shuffling I've ever seen. In 2025, that right there.
Did you see the background? Where the hell is Nelly? In his mama's closet?
Yeah.
Right? And toasters in the background. Nelly, put yourself in the comments. I'm gonna send you a little money on Cash App. All right, you're looking bad, bro.
Listen, I like Nelly. I'm a Nelly fan. I like Nelly. I partied with Nelly. Now I like Nelly. But I'm not gonna lose 1 ounce of sleep because Nelly performed for Trump. Listen, black people have a right to do whatever they want to do, just like anybody else does. And to a degree, black people are here supporting Trump because the Democrats didn't do a lot of stuff in their eyes over a period of time. That's a whole nother conversation. So I'm not going to get mad about someone saying, let me take a shot over here. But what I don't want to hear is the inconsistencies. Trump, you said that you are the party of police, that we are for law and order. Oh, they're jumping the border and there's crime everywhere and they're passing drugs across the border. And the first thing you do before you find the toilet paper in your executive bathroom is pardon the people who beat the cops up. That is going to be a solid block for me. I practice criminal defense. I read the Constitution. I live on the Constitution. You know how many times I wish I can get people who I know who legitimately did something crazy who need help out of trouble. And you're going to go and help these people who had no business beating up the Capitol Police, who were just doing their job that day, these humble servants, these first responders. Now, you're going to tell me you support them? I don't agree with you. It's over. Like, there's no way you can come back from that, man. Sorry, man. On that issue.
I agree. So, jury, this is Algorators. Here's the big debate. Is Trump's inauguration another example of him rewriting the rules and pardon 15 people that he incited? Is he rewriting the rules? Or does it symbolize a break from outdated traditions? Or are we just finding out the true powers of the president because we have a president that's gone rogue? And I want to know, as it relates to these classified files, even if they were released, is this transparency or could this transparency be very dangerous? Share your thoughts using hashtag celebrity court. Jeez, I can't talk today. All right, guys, let's keep it moving. Next, rapper A$AP Rocky is fighting for his freedom and his career as his felony assault trial begins. Rocky is accused of brandishing a firearm during an altercation, a charge that could carry significant jail time and end his music career. But fans are divided. Some say his trial is overblown and that Rocky will bounce back stronger. Others argue that this could be the nail in the coffin for his public image. So is this the end of A$AP Rocky's reign or just a bump in the road? So I want to take this to you, Attorney Carter. How difficult is it to prove intent in a case involving firearm allegations?
It's a challenge. Now, before we get to that, though, we got to go back a second. I see Z in the comments here said Brian Ross fine as AF. Keep the facial hair, daddy. Z, I got facial hair. Look at I got all. He only got a little mustache. I got all this, and I ain't getting no comment. But anyway, let's get back to A$AP. Here's the thing about it is, I looked at this because it blew my mind. This thing happened back in 2022, and I'm like, it took 2.5 years to get to trial. And I'm asking questions like, what's going on? And the problem is that this happened. We don't really have any witness. We have the victim who says he shot me. Right? So we got that guy. And then they have surveillance video, but the surveillance video doesn't have audio. It's not clear. So it took them a long time to sort of try to feel forensics, whether he's holding a gun. They're not sure. They think he has an object in his hand. They're not sure what it is. They're not sure also, like I said, whether it was provoked, whether it was self-defense, etc. So it took them a long time to get to this point. It took them 6 months to arrest him and then 2 years to get to trial. And so now we're going to trial on that issue. The bad thing for A$AP Rocky is not only is he subject to 2 counts of assault with a subautomatic weapon, because apparently, or semi-automatic weapon, apparently every shot you fire is an additional charge, right? So it's not just if you going out and trying to pop pew 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 somebody, it's not just the 1 pew. If you have an automatic weapon, all right, it's however many bullets you get out of the gun, and there's a 10-year enhancement.
No, wait a minute. Go back, because I need you to explain that to me again.
So each pew is an individual charge. So he's got 2 charges.
When you say pew, you mean shot?
I mean shot, right? Every time you pull that trigger,
bullet comes out.
Right, the bullet comes out. That's an additional charge. So he's looking at 2 charges that have a maximum punishment of 9 years. Okay. And there's a 10-year enhancement for the use of a firearm in connection with a felony. So the worst possible scenario for him is 28 years.
Wow.
And by the way, here's the thing is, I said, well, what happened to the other guy? Did he get paralyzed, killed? No, he just walked it off. That brother's tough. I'll give ASAP, I forgot what his name was, ASAP Kelly, a little street cred. He need to make an album on that. He walked it off like 50 Cent. But the point is, though, the question is whether, they don't have enough in the video to know whether it was 1 shot or 2. They got 1 bullet, so they got that forensic evidence. And then ASAP normally wouldn't get the maximum punishment, probably won't hear, but he does have some priors. Not this serious, but remember the Swedish case where he assaulted the person, and so he's got some violent priors, and so it's not likely, if he's convicted, that he'll get to go home that day. He might have to go to jail a little bit. And so they're gonna have to hire. I suggest that Rihanna, you guys work on getting a babysitter or a nanny right now, because you're probably gonna need a little home health care.
Who needs a baby? Rihanna and him need a babysitter.
They need a nanny. They need a nanny right now.
I think Rihanna's money's long and deep. I don't see him going to jail. I'm sorry about that. I don't see him going to jail at all. I think those attorneys are going to work something out. But I do want to ask you this, Attorney Weiss. If you were ASAP Rocky's attorney, what would be your defense for him?
That this happened so long ago. The surveillance footage isn't good. The sound is not good. There are so many problems, and this stemmed from a 2021 incident. So you're going on 4 years now, and I mean there's just so much. And look, it's going to be hard to prove. So if I were his lawyers, I would probably go ahead and ruffle my feathers and be like, yeah, let's go to trial. And I have a feeling the state's probably saying maybe we shouldn't.
So let me ask you this: what state did this occur in?
This was in
California.
Yep,
California.
LA.
So this is brought on by the state. The charges are.
Well, absolutely. Yes. Now, the interesting is, remember, LA, because this is basically like an OJ thing. This is going to be televised, and so the question is whether it's more harming for ASAP Rocky to have this all on TV. And whether he has the bigger incentive, because the prosecutors, they all want to get on TV. They want a court TV show. They want to be on Celebrity Court of Public Opinion next week, right? They all want to be on TV, okay? Right. And so they might be much more willing to go to trial than ASAP. Riri got to show up to court every day, right, with 2 kids. That's not going to be fun.
That's going to be some great television right there.
Yep. And he's got some good stuff going on in his life. He has he's co-chair for the upcoming Met Gala that's supposed to be in May of 2025, and he's set to star alongside Denzel in a Spike Lee movie. I think it's called Highest to Lowest. That's supposed to come out in the summer. So he's getting some positive press. So he should probably do whatever he can, get this over and done with, and move on.
So, Attorney Carter, let me ask you this. Do you think that Rocky's celebrity status will work against him in the courtroom, or given the heightened scrutiny, or do you think it'll work to his favor?
It's going to work for him for 2 respects, all right? One, it's on brand. All right, if he were a country artist, all right, or maybe pop artist, but rap, this is on brand. All right, that's street cred. All right, he'd live in the part. Also, I don't know if you've seen this man, but he's good looking, and that doesn't hurt at all. Right. I know how good. Let me tell you, I know how good looking he is. My wife thinks he's good looking, and she don't even think I'm good looking. All right, so I know that man's good looking. That's gonna work for him. As a matter of fact, he should go to court with no shirt on. That's what I would do. Yeah, I've been there
He's
with
got the body of a boy. He's like a little boy to me. He's so skinny. I think what will help him, though, what I think will help him is the compassion from the public opinion, right? In the court of public opinion, because having Rihanna sit on that front row, possibly bringing the kids every day, that's going to draw a lot of empathy for him, and he can just throw themselves at the mercy of the court. I think he'll get over this. All right,
but the question was, what is his role in the public, the heightened scrutiny? I think Rihanna's role is what you said. I think that's gonna.
I think that's going to tilt him over because that she has a very strong following. So she's a working mother. She's got 2 kids. She can't be left at home. That's the whole argument they're gonna make. All right, here's the debate: should celebrities like A$AP Rocky be held to a higher standard because of their influence, or are they just as entitled to due process as anyone else? And if convicted, does Rocky deserve a second chance? Let us know using hashtag Celebrity Court. All right, everybody, those likes aren't liking. Be sure to hit that like button. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, be sure to hit that share button and invite your friends over to enjoy the show as we gossip about the legal woes of some of your favorite celebrities. Also, turn on your notifications. And as always, we appreciate all of you jumping down into the comments. All right, next up, Tekashi 6ix9ine is back in the headlines. And this time, it's not for his music or his antics. The rapper is suing LA Fitness for $1 million, claiming the gym failed to protect him during a brutal attack by 3 men. While Tekashi says the gym's negligence left him vulnerable, critics are calling this lawsuit a money grab. So is this Tekashi fighting for justice or just another payday? Let's go to Jason Weiss on this. What legal responsibilities do gyms have to ensure the safety of their patrons? Because I can see that, especially if the 3 people who jumped him in the gym did not have a membership, right? If they didn't have a membership, it seemed like there would be some type of negligent supervision there. What are your thoughts?
So, we don't have those facts at this point in time, but I agree with you. If it was 3 individuals that literally just walked into the gym, didn't have to swipe, didn't have to show ID, didn't have to use their fob, and walked in and beat the crap out of them, okay, no problem, right? But look, first of all, this happened in March of 2023 in Lake Worth, Florida. Okay, so that means that they've been trying to gather enough information for almost 2 years, okay? And they go in there. Lake Worth, Florida is in Palm Beach County. It is 48% Hispanic, and there's 48% Hispanic, and there's 43,000 people living in that city. And it is not the unsafest place in the world, is the best way to put it. You would go there, you would be fine. So does a gym have an obligation to you as a member? Yes, to keep you safe. That means not from slipping, not from getting germs on the machines, not from someone not wiping the machines down, from you getting abused, for you getting ogled at, for you, whatever it is, right? Yes, they have that. And if these 3 individuals were not members of the gym, walked right in and beat the crap out of him, there's a problem. But what we don't know is what did his name is Daniel Hernandez. So what did Mr. Hernandez say to get this started? Did they follow him in? Did they drag him in? The answer, I think, is no to all of that. And I don't think it's anything more than a money grab. He got his ass beat and he wants to get paid and get back in the limelight.
But how might this lawsuit impact gym policies, though, moving forward?
Look, again, I don't think it's a policy of the gym, right? My son is a member of a gym. He can't get in and out without a fob. Right. I have friends that own gyms. Same thing. Someone's standing there at the door. So I don't think it's going to change anything. It just so happened, if these were people that were working out and they had a fight that boiled over from a week ago and they decide to beat him, why is the gym responsible? To go ahead and get security and rip the guy off if they can? I don't see the responsibility of the gym.
Well, Afra Singh says they are responsible for security, though. Carol G says Daniel Hernandez is broke. SL says suit, coat, and colored tee. Abby NYC, the MM family, says, is he going to do this whenever he runs into people who hate rats? Oh, this he learned to use out every time they hate rap.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Cameron said, "My thunder thighs almost died on a treadmill. LA Fitness, been gangster."
and that's an excellent point, though. And it comes down to simply this. All right, this is a case where they're claiming, from a legal standpoint, negligence, that the LA Fitness didn't do something it was supposed to do. And the question becomes, well, what is it supposed to do? Is it supposed to have somebody, a personal bodyguard for everybody in the gym, just in case somebody might want to beat you up? He's saying, yes, they should have had that. And that might be the case, like I said last week, if it's Waffle House. Yep, Waffle House probably, they should know better. But I even looked this place up too. Jason's from there, but I had to look it up and find out this is a nice neighborhood. This isn't Liberty City. All right, this wasn't Compton. This is actually a neighborhood where the crime rate is lower than anywhere else. So they will have less. Now, they probably had some security there. He's saying they didn't get there fast enough. So what are they now supposed to do? Hire Olympic sprinters to come keep you from getting your butt whooped? All right. It's just a matter of, if it were a case where you could understand there's some situations where you would have some responsibility. All right. If, for instance, it was late at night, you open 24 hours and you don't have any security there, and someone were to assault a woman, on the machine or whatever, that would be a situation where you say, okay, this is an issue.
Yeah, I can do that.
But if it's just three guys bum rush you, or I don't even know how this started. It might be the fact that they chased him in there from on the street, right? And then what everybody now supposed to have Tekashi insurance to make sure that we got security guards so when Tekashi get bum rushed. And so I think in this case, LA Fitness is going to be fine. If you work for LA Fitness, you can keep your job.
So one of the
operators. All right, operators.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the things he's alleging is that there was some trespass involved. So that could mean that two of them were members and brought somebody in.
That's what I think. That's what I feel.
He's alleged that, but there's no. I pulled the complaint real quick. There's no specific facts in the complaint other than that there's a possibility of trespass.
Got it. All right, algoritmers, let's hear from you. Does Tekashi 6ix9ine deserve compensation for this attack, or should we have known his high-profile status of snitching put him at risk? And what responsibilities do gyms really have for their patrons' safety? All right, let's weigh in the chat right here. Do you think that he deserves the money, and is the gym at fault? All right, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I want to hear all your thoughts on this. Let's see. You skipped the MLK story. Oh, the third story. I don't have MLK. Let's keep going. All right. Wildfires are wreaking havoc across Los Angeles, but the flames aren't the only thing burning out of control. Nearly 30 people have been charged with crimes ranging from looting to arson amid this chaos. That's right here where I live. Officials are calling for harsher penalties, arguing that these crimes exploit vulnerable communities during disasters. But some critics say harsher penalties won't address the systemic failure that allowed these crimes to happen in the first place. So, all right, we're going to go back to you, Attorney Carter. What legal consequences do looters as well as arsonists typically face during disasters?
Normally there is no different thing whether you do it where there's no fires going or not fires going. It's interesting in LA, the two types of things that happen. One, the looting you get, right?
Right.
But the other thing was other people starting setting fires and little fires. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Right? And you're not even as good at the original fire setters. Like you're not even setting good fires. So we got a guy, for instance, now in jail. He set a fire they put out like right when in front of him. Right? I'm like, what were you thinking? Right? The looters are kind of interesting. My favorite case, and remember, like you said, it's 30 people who've been arrested so far. My favorite case involves a couple. And let me get their names here. I don't want to mess them up. But Jenny and Dustin and Jennifer Nail, they decided they were going to go to Pacific Palisades, a really rich neighborhood, and they were going to loot the stuff out. But they know they couldn't just come in there in a pickup truck. They went and bought themselves a fire truck. All right, to try to go in and look like firefighters, impersonated firefighters, and then they were going to go and steal everybody's stuff, right, and just go into the homes and start taking art and all kind of stuff. And they ended up getting caught. And the best thing about them is this is a husband and wife team, And I got to tell you, baby, if you're watching me, that's the kind of ride or die I'm looking for, baby. All right. If I'm going in, we go and do it together, baby. I'm not going to jail by myself.
She's saying you can,
you
can ride and die.
They purchased a fire truck at an auction years
They bought
ago
a fire truck in an
with
auction.
the intent that just in case fires happen in a rich community, we're going to ride through the community and we're going to pretend like we're putting out a fire, but we're actually stealing stuff. Am I hearing you correctly?
That's exactly what you heard.
I got two electric Florida Power and Light trucks in my backyard that I'm storing. So next time a hurricane comes by, I can go looting.
Oh my God, that's insane. So what is the deal? I mean, tell me the difference between okay, so arson in the state of California or looters, what type of penalties are we talking about?
The same penalties you get if you were to rob people when there wasn't a fire. All right, you're gonna have breaking and entering, you're gonna have burglary. These are, by the way, serious felonies. All right, you're going to jail unless you voted for Trump. All right, that's kind of stuff. I mean, it's serious stuff. The thing that's interesting is we only really get upset when it happens in a national disaster, right? So if you steal a bunch of money in the stock market, you like I said, you get pardoned by Trump, we don't think nothing about it. But if there's a disaster or you loot, and steal a case of beer in Katrina, now we're all upset, right? And it's the same thing, though. It's just people being opportunistic in a time of tragedy. And sadly, there's always somebody. I'm surprised it was only 30. Think about how many people were in California. Or in Southern California, 8 million?
I think that's the 30 that they found, right?
Well, fair enough. But think about it. In a place of 8 million people, a lot of people struggling. All right, people just lost their jobs and homes. That we only had, 30 people caught is pretty good testament to most people, because I would expect it. Like I said, I thought about stealing some of that stuff myself, and I'm in Arizona.
Okay, let's go.
You got a fire truck?
I'm sorry?
You got a fire truck or police?
No, all I got is a Chrysler 300. But
the utility trucks for his fire truck. All right, this is for here's the question: should looters and arsonists face harsher charges or penalties, especially when it's surrounded when it's a disaster or something really horrific like this? Or are we ignoring the deeper issues that fuel these crimes? Is this justice or just punishment? Let us know using some hashtag Celebrity Court. All right, everybody. Before we rock, let's see if we have any questions from our jury. I think we have two.
Danielle Cameron put one in. It's companies price gouge during a pandemic. Are we going after them? So that's one of the things I was going to say. Here in Florida, when you're under a hurricane warning, prices cannot be increased. They cannot go up. They cannot do whatever. That's price gouging. And you could go ahead and you can, file charges before, during, and after. And those are all criminal charges that are brought.
Oh, really?
Yep. Carol, let me ask you this. How about out here in Los Angeles, because of all the places that have burned down, people are doubling and tripling their rent? Is that against the law or is that legal?
It's not against the law if they're privately owned. I mean, you could do what you want. It's supply and demand. And that's unfortunately, real things that are going to happen.
Wow. All right. Carol G says, why is it a double standard for male Black performers such as Snoop Dogg and Nelly, but not for Chrisette Michele? Oh, yeah, that was some dialogue that was going on the net that she totally kind of went into a depression. She got canceled. She couldn't find work because she performed at his first inauguration. But now people like Snoop Dogg and Nelly are celebrated. Unfortunate. It's just a double standard I see. Daniel Cameron says, I think LA Fitness been kicking butt for years. I almost ordered. Fat girl almost died on a treadmill. The gym been gangster. This piece said, how is it the gym's fault that you are a snitch and there are people out in these streets searching for you? That's your fault, not the gym's. All right, Miss P, we see you are leaning in hard. I guess she doesn't like 6'9". All right, guys, this is the part of the show where we, along with the jury, decide on the verdict of our cases. Okay, first up, is Donald Trump guilty or not guilty of creating all this chaos and controversy surrounding his Bible snub? Is he guilty or not guilty? Attorney Carter, what say you?
He is not guilty, only by reason of insanity. He crazy. We know that. And we need to account and just calm down a little bit for it. And I know it's scary to a lot of us, but we've been through this before. It's going to be crazy. He's going to say crazy stuff, and we got to sort of filter out the craziness from the stuff that actually is real. And there's some of that real stuff we got to worry about, but it's a lot of craziness.
Attorney Weiss, is he guilty or not guilty for snubbing the Bible?
He is guilty of, never ceasing to amaze me. When he called it the Gulf of America, I was surprised he didn't call it the Gulf of Trump.
Yeah. All right, I'm Alan. I'm your judge here in the Celebrity Court of Public Opinion, and we're going to find Trump guilty. Guilty is charged for disrespecting the Bible. Gosh, and Elon Musk disrespecting the Jews, and the President Trump for disrespecting justice. Guilty. All right, next up, let's see who's next on the A$AP Rocky. Ooh, this is a tough one. Is Rihanna about to be a single mother? A$AP Rocky, is he guilty or not guilty? Possibly, ended his career. Attorney Weiss, what say you?
He is not guilty of ending his career, and something will work out, and he'll go about his life, and he'll be fine.
Attorney Carter?
He's guilty of being better looking than me, but Attorney Weiss is right. I'm sure they'll find some way to work this out, because and the prosecutor will have to. They'll want to get on TV for a little while, but eventually they realize you're not going to get 12 people if one of them is a woman to convict him. But it's
right. That's so interesting. All right, I'm Alan. I'm the judge here in Celebrity Court of Public Opinion, and we're going to find A$AP Rocky guilty of having a beautiful wife, guilty of marrying a billionaire woman, guilty of having beautiful kids, but not guilty in this case. Something's going to work out, I'm sure, because their pockets are deep and long. Okay, I know that's bad to say. Next up, Tekashi 6ix9ine, is he guilty or not guilty? Oh, no, is the gym guilty or not guilty of protecting Tekashi 6ix9ine? Attorney Weiss, what say you?
Not guilty.
All right. Attorney Carter, what say you?
I'm going to say not guilty this time, but LA Fitness, and remember, because last week, who was it? Method Man beating up people in the gym?
Right. That was a crunch.
At home. I'm doing
wasn't in LA Fitness.
Yeah, I can't go to the gym no more. You're actually a little violent up in there.
For health reasons, Attorney Carter is no longer working out. Good for you, sir.
No longer.
All right, I'm Alan. I'm the judge here in Celebrity Court of Public Opinion, and we're going to find the gym not guilty if those members were members of the gym, but we're going to find them negligent guilty if those 3 people were not members of the gym. All right, last but not least, these 30 people that have been arrested, are they guilty or not guilty of taking advantage of a disaster time? An unfortunate play in so many lives here in Los Angeles. What say you, Attorney Carter?
They are guilty, but they're also guilty of having a wonderful relationship. That's partnership, people. You need that. That's couple goals. The family that rents a truck and steals together, go to jail together. But it's beautiful.
Together. All right, Attorney Weiss.
They are guilty of planning ahead, having a fire truck. I mean, I'm a collector and I love things, but I got to give them credit. But no, guilty. Taking advantage of people when they're down, that's just guilt.
That's guilt. All right, I'm Alan. I'm your judge here in Celebrity Court of Public Opinion. And we're going to find those people guilty for taking advantage of the unfortunate. Oh, man, how horrible is that? All right, everybody, that's going to conclude tonight's show. But let me share this with you right here. This docket reminds us that justice, as you can see, isn't black and white like we all may think it is. Instead, it's messy, it's controversial, and it often is driven as much by perception as it is by the law. From Trump's inauguration sparking new debates to wildfires exposing societal cracks, every case that we've explored raises one burning question. Who's really winning? The justice system, or is it the court of public opinion? But here's where it gets personal, folks. Are we holding our leaders, our celebrities, and institutions and companies to the right standards? Or are we too quick to cancel, convict, and condemn without understanding the full story? And let's face it, when power, fame, and influence are on trial, is justice even possible? That's the question of the hour. The truth doesn't end here. It begins with you. Join the debate using hashtag Celebrity Court and tell us, are we too lenient or are we too harsh? Does money buy you all the answers that you need, or does the law stand for something? Until next time, stay informed, stay critical, and most importantly, keep demanding the justice we all deserve. Good night. Court is now adjourned.